Ladies and gentlemen, Call of Duty Treyarch just dropped a new dev talk post-launch of Black Ops 7. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, Matt Strauntz here.
And I'm Yale Miller, and we are here today to give a post-launch update. To start, Endgame. The response to Endgame has been awesome, and starting tomorrow, it will be available for everyone.
Hold on. I just got to stop it right there. Has he really been awesome? And if so, it's only been a week. They just dropped this video today, Thursday. The game has been out for a week, and you're already dropping Endgame. If you don't remember, you had to finish the campaign to get to Endgame. And now we're getting Endgame after a week. That doesn't tell me that it's been amazing. Maybe Endgame has been amazing for some people. I played it a couple times. It's like DMZ. I really don't care about it. I think it's whatever. It's just, I feel like they made you, they forced you to play the campaign as bad as it is, and we'll get into that later. They force you to play this campaign to get to this game mode that they're now just giving it to you without you playing the campaign. It's like, don't look at the campaign. We know it's bad. Just play the end game. It's better, which it is true. End game is better because the campaign is just trash. But it's only been a week? Really?
As you can see from our posts, there are a bunch of extras that we're giving out for all of you that naturally unlocked Endgame. Thanks so much for playing. So, Matt, I know the team has been hard at work on weapon balance. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, so first up, let's talk about SMGs.
Okay, before he even starts, if you've played the game, if you played Black Ops 7 multiplayer, you know SMGs are trash. I'm assuming with weapon balancing, they're going to be buffing the SMGs. It seems like the game is really focused on ARs. I really don't play with LMGs or shotguns or snipers in multiplayer. ARs just seem to be the strongest gun in the game. I've tried SMGs and they're just trash. So maybe this is what they're talking about.
Getting a lot of your tweets about SMGs, and we're getting a ton of data, of course. So first up, we're going to be targeting kind of a buff across the board for all SMGs, and then looking at specific attachments that target recoil and range. Okay. So next up, I'll talk about marksman rifles and sniper rifles. While we don't have any specific plans just yet, we are monitoring the data, but the overall goal with those weapons in Black Ops 7 is that they are a bit more present without being too dominant. Last, I want to talk about shotguns. So in a previous dev talk, I touched on our new damage model where we can tune pellet damage and base shotgun damage. We're closely monitoring shotguns. We feel pretty good about where they're at, but want to make sure that they're not becoming too dominant and overpowered, which we know can be frustrating. So that's some of what we're looking at across our weapon classes, but rest assured the team is hard at work looking at every single weapon and attachment to ensure balance.
I like that. I like that it's only taken them a week to really like collect the data, as they keep saying in every dev talk, which is probably what they do. I don't know. I'm not a developer. I'm not I'm not part of their meetings or anything like that. But that's pretty good. Within a week's time, we're already getting some weapon balancing to the SMGs. And I feel like in the past, these things wouldn't happen. It would take until we get a season 1 or season 2, and then they start making adjustments. So let's see what they do. They said they're going to balance it. I'm excited for that because it gives you an opportunity to really try these guns out, especially if you're doing camo grinds and stuff like that.
So I know aim assist is a big topic, and I know you have updates there as well.
Is it a big topic?
So yes, aim assist is a big conversation out there. We have been closely monitoring that conversation, and of course, looking at our internal data. We're fairly happy with where we're at, but we will be making some very nuanced changes and slightly increasing aim assist strength.
This is gonna be a problem, I think, for some people. So, okay, there's two things here. I feel, for me, aim assist feels fine. I don't feel like there's a good or bad. It just feels fine. It doesn't feel as strong as it did in Black Ops 6, but it feels fine. I feel that for the casual players, which I think I've become that because I don't play as much as I used to, but I think for the casual players, the 9-to-5 kind of player that just comes home, they play for an hour or two, and then, they go to bed. I think buffing the aim assist is a conversation that's being had amongst that group. But I think for the streamers and pro players and people that play a little bit more, than the casual player. I feel like the conversation, if you're on Twitter or social media, it seems like it's fine. I mean, we'll see how much of a buff they do with the aim assist, but I didn't really feel it was that big of a deal.
Over range ahead of season 1. So with spawns, we are always closely monitoring our
I thought
spawn
the spawns
system,
was
spawn
okay.
logic across the board.
Better than
we've got
the
some big
beta.
changes coming in season 1, and then ahead of that, we're looking very closely at our
Okay, so this is the second time I heard him say season 1. So I think a lot of these, and I'm sorry if I keep pausing, but it seems like a lot of these updates are going to come in season 1, which I believe is in December. I think it's after Thanksgiving. So I don't think this is anytime soon. This is probably something that they're going to implement in a couple of weeks.
hardpoint, free-for-all, and team deathmatch spawns specifically.
So I know there's also a bunch of changes coming to equipment, score
Everybody
streaks,
hates the drone pods. I
and
don't
I'm
even use it.
hearing you're gonna make a nerf on one of my favorites, the drone pod.
That's right. We've heard the feedback on the drone pod field upgrade. We have a ton of knobs and levers there, so we're trying to figure out exactly how we want to approach that. It may come down to reducing the number of drones or their flight speed, but rest assured we are taking a close look at that one. And we are looking at specific damage tuning for hardcore modes. Additionally, we are looking across the board at our portfolio, but we've got some targeted buffs coming in for the point turret, needle drone, Molotov, and cluster grenade. Last but not least, the specific change is we will be increasing the visible range for the default minimap in multiplayer.
We're really excited about everyone being able to jump into Nuketown today and Endgame tomorrow. And then we have one of the biggest seasons ever with season 1 dropping really soon.
And just to add on, I'm personally so excited to be getting my hands on 6 more multiplayer maps and of course, the weekly challenge system. So much more to come.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Drew, design director for Zombie.
I'll say this before he gets into the zombie thing. I've enjoyed my time with multiplayer. I played it early. I probably put in about 15 hours into multiplayer. I've been enjoying my time with multiplayer more so than I did with Black Ops 6. There's over, I think, 18 maps. There's a couple maps that I don't like, especially that like icy map with the plane crashed in the middle. We'll, talk about that later. But as far as these updates, most likely from what he just said, they're all coming in season 1, which is in a couple of weeks, right? They're gonna get into zombies. I really haven't dove deep into zombies because I haven't found a core group to play with, and playing with randoms is not the move. I don't enjoy playing with randoms. People just do whatever they want. No one uses a microphone. It's trash. I could get away with playing multiplayer because I just do my own thing. But zombies, you all got to be on the same page. Everybody has to communicate. And if you don't have a core group, it's just ass, just being honest. So let's hear what they have to say about zombies.
And we're here today to talk about some of the changes that we're making coming out of launch weekend. Let's start with the boss fight for Ashes of the
I haven't
Day.
even done that. I would love to do
Designed
that.
to be very challenging, but we found that it's actually more challenging than we expected for a boss fight for our launch map. So we're going to be making a couple of changes to make it slightly easier. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that the barnacles are respawning throughout the fight and healing Tessie for more of its health. So you can spend more time skillfully driving and less time outside of Tessie repairing her. The next thing we're doing is the missile barrage attack that Bytharian does. We're slowing down the speed slightly so you have more room of error to move out of the range of the missiles. We're also making the spin attack be less aggressive. So if you do get hit by the spin attack, you'll have more time to recover before Bytharian comes after you again while spinning. And then a big one we're doing is for solo, we're just gonna make it easier overall. We're gonna not be spawning Xursas, and we're gonna reduce the damage you take while you're driving in Tessie. We fixed the equivalent exchange augment for quick revive. So now if you kill a zombie while downed, you'll get back up to 3 times.
Oh, that's pretty
Sorry
sick.
about that one, that's on us. So there's lots to talk about with curse mode. Way back when we first started the ability to continue playing after we completed a main quest back in Cold War, we kept seeing that players would continue to play and nothing would change. And so we thought it'd be a really cool idea if we introduced this additional element that's out there to discover, this tablet that you find, and that's how you unlock curse mode. And that's currently how it works. There could be a very painful moment where you did go and do all this work to complete the main quest and beat the boss, and you quit out and you don't get credit. So what we're doing in the next update is just removing the requirement of interacting with the tablet. So as soon as you beat the main quest, and that's in standard, in cursed, and even in directed when that comes out, you'll then unlock the ability to find the relics within that level in Cursed. Another thing to clear up with Cursed is that once you have found a relic and unlocked it, you now have it forever, and it can be used in curse mode on any map in the game. And the idea there is that with every season, we're going to be releasing new relics in those maps to find, but you're going to be able to use any of them to choose how you make the mode more difficult. And we're excited to see how players kind of experiment and configure their relics to be able to complete main quests on Tier 3. We've also heard your feedback about wanting to have Cursed available on survival maps. We want to make sure that we're doing it the right way, so that's something we're also going to be looking into for future seasons. In the meantime, we do have an official Call of Duty Discord, so if you do need to look for people to group up with, you can use that as a tool to find other people who are trying to also find relics. The team had a lot of fun watching everyone complete the main quest over the weekend. We were really happy with the time it took for everyone to solve it. And we're still looking forward to seeing how people unlock the various relics in Cursed mode. As of this taping, only a few of the relics have been discovered in Cursed, so hopefully more of them will be discovered before we release even more in Season 1.
All right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the newest dev talk. It looks like a lot of the updates are going to come in Season 1, which is expected. I don't know the exact date when this comes out. I do know that it's going to be next month, but it seems like there's something going on there, that they have all this data that they're putting together and they're going to make things better. We hope, at least, right? I'm excited for Season 1. I know we're going to get 6 new multiplayer maps and we're going to get more content for zombies, and I want to try it out. And, you know, they had the barcode, or the, scan code, so you can join their Discord and team up with people like myself. I need a team, so I'm going to be trying to get into that Discord and see what I can come up with. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, keep gaming. Peace.